walking me here.
Can I say a couple words, Pat, before you take the microphone out of my hand? Pat's big break was appearing on the Jackie Gleason Show in 1953. As Jackie would say, and away we go, this led Pat's career to take off.
So serious here.
He frequently appeared in Atlantic City and Las Vegas with Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, Sergio Franchi, Connie Francis, and Bobby Darin, just to name a few.
That was me.
That was you. He's earned numerous gold and platinum records for his comedy albums. Lately, Pat has appeared in the movie Analyze This and Analyze That. He recently published his autobiography entitled, How Dare You Say, How Dare Me? Our Lifetime Entertainment Achievement Award winner, Pat Cooper.
Woo! Thank you. First of all, it's all lies. Second of all, you don't take these things for granted, ladies and gentlemen. This is such a nice thing to happen for me at 83 years old. It would have been better. Well, people say it's only a number. 37 is a number. I don't know why people want to honor people when I got a job that I've done most of my career, most of my life. I made a lot of money. I'm standing before you as an Italian. That's the first one to say, I made a lot of money. I went on television in 1963, and the Italian people in those days were going to sue me for Anti-Defamation League, came after me and said I was making fun of my culture. And I says, I'm only trying to tell people that my culture has a sense of humor. But we never thought that years ago because our parents who spoke Italian, they laughed only in Italian. I never knew what the hell my father was talking. You know, he'd talk like this here all the time on his neck. That's why my mother never served him soup. So I'm saying I'm trying to do something constructive. And they says, well, you know, you're talking about this, I'm sick and tired of you telling me that. How come you go to see The Godfather, you go to see The Sopranos? What about laughing? What about nice time, having a nice time? Well, right now, because ladies and gentlemen, I came from a world, you work Monday to Friday. You get paid Friday night, you go shopping Saturday, you have macaroni Sunday, and you go back to work Monday. Anything in between, your father break your face. To be proud is special, because you are special. We're not better than anybody, but we're in the game. And the only way we can be in the game is to let people say, look what we did. I mean, how many times can you hear about Einstein, a wonderful genius? How many times have you heard about Pavarotti? What about the guy that painted the Sistine Chapel on his ass? We don't say anything. What about Columbus, Madame Dogal? A man who turned around and they laughed in his face. He says, I think there's something out there. And they say, shut up. What do you please? And sit down and eat. And he wore those bloomers on. And they said, what do you make of your big mouth? He said, I needed some ship to go out there to see what's out there. And mind your goddamn business. And he went to Queen Isabella, a stranger, and he said, Senora, I need 3 ships to go out there. Can you help me? I don't want to be bothered. She was a transvestite. And he went out, and 3 years later, they landed in Staten Island. And He said, one day there's going to be a bridge over here. $11. That's what he said. Now, how many days and years of your life have you heard about the Titanic? I'm sick and tired of the goddamn ship sinking. It sunk. Now they're going to do a show about how it was built. Why would we make a show like that when we know it's going to sink? But a few years later, the Andrea Doria sunk. An Italian ship. And the next day in the New York Times, Italian ship Andrea Doria sinks. 82,000 cans of tomato missing. And 6 months later, another headline. Atlantic Ocean turns red. It was the cans of tomatoes, you dumb son of a bitch. What's the matter with you people? But people have a thumbprint on us, on our culture. My children don't know they have a culture. They're too busy to have a culture. They're too busy learning nothing. Because the most important thing to learn that I learned, and I got hit for it, was common sense. I don't see that no more. They got the computer, W dot dash dash, W dot dash 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 dash, you. And my son said, you ever have a mouse? We had rats. Dignity. My father said to me, if you give up your dignity, you're better off dead. Because you're not human. You stand by your dignity. So I said, okay. Now I'm being a comedian, and my father and mother didn't like it. Because they said, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? And I found out that I had a sense of humor. Italians can't make money. Sense of humor. But if I said to my father, I'm going to claim fish, you're a hero! I ran away from home many times. And nobody looked for me. And I couldn't understand. And they thought that there was something wrong with me. My oath to God. There was no psychiatrist in those days. We all had Italian doctors. And he went to Dr. Rini. He says, the doctor, there's something wrong with his brains. Put the stethoscope on his head and see if something is moving. You know what the doctor told him? He lights up the world, Michael. What's wrong with you? He has a sense of humor. He makes people laugh. Hey, just shut up! God damn it. I lights up the world, and my father says, it's true. How come I'm paying electric bill? Because my father and mother never got it. Because it's not for them to get it. That's not me. You see, my DNA is not the same as theirs. And years ago, we didn't know what a DNA was. Because my father says that there's something wrong, or maybe they switch a baby in the hospital. That's how they thought, because they don't want you to be like that. They want you to be like us. And there wasn't wrong with us, but not for me. Not for me. And it cost me a family. I changed my name, and my father didn't talk to me. I says, what's wrong? What's in the name? So he said, Tony Bennett. I says, yeah. He changed his name, and my father didn't say nothing. He says, well, you have an attitude. I says, I don't have an attitude. I have something in my heart I want to do. It's driving me today. He forced me to be a bricklayer. I was the worst bricklayer in the world. I had more fun working cheaper driving a cab than being a bricklayer. Because I was boss of myself, I could talk to people in the cab and make them laugh. Who the hell makes people laugh making my kind of money? I make money, 25, 30, 40,000 a week. A week! No education. And you call me stupid? I'll tell you how stupid I am. I got grandkids who are going to college, they're stupid. I bought a house in Florida so they can enjoy it. They got an ocean, you got Disney World, you got a car. That's not good enough for college people. They want to swim with the dolphins. You and the dolphins. You want to swim with the dolphins, go to Miami. There's a football team called the Miami Dolphins. Swim with them. What did I do? I filled up my tub. And I put a porgy in there. A fish. Because I wanted to know how it is to swim with fish. And the fish died. And I ate it. That's common sense. Not to spend $8,000 and go to Mexico and swim with those sashimi up and down, up and down, up and down. Common sense. Common sense. Our father and mother were the best. And we thought we were in trouble, that they were old-fashioned. The cooks today have stole from our grandfathers, grandmothers, and mothers and fathers. And they say, I did. You did your ass. Now they're all selling books. I don't hear one of them say, our college created it, our culture did. I watched Lydia one night. You can't hear her. And you put this thing on the side of your voice. Why? Because she wants to sell a book. All of a sudden, a meatball has become something special. We took it for special and for granted because every Sunday morning you got up and your mother had a meatball on a fork. You don't see that no more. When's the last time, if your father was alive, that he says, put the water on? You don't hear that no more. Because our kids go, well, what is that for? Shut up! That's your culture! Put the goddamn water on! Now you're out to swim in the water with dolphins! I know you're probably hungry, but I ain't finished yet. I'm only trying to bring out a point that this is not just a night I get an award. It's important to me because I'm saying, geez, I must be doing something right. But I know I'm going to lose you when I leave the planet, and you are going to leave the planet, and our next generation, I'm hoping he would have the sense of humor that I had to talk about our culture and talk about the fun things and all the good things and you know, not about who shot who killed who got this. I mean, sex was never mentioned in my house. Never. When my father wanted to make love to my mother, he goes, let's go and make an ensalada. So we thought that my mother would make a salad. But that took the edge off. And I said, what a wonderful thing. And as the years went by, I said, geez, I got to steal that from my father. When I met my wife, I said, you want to make an ensalada? And she goes, no, I really don't want to eat salad. Because we are the honest of the last. Why? Because when we go out, we want to spend for what we want. And when they say, oh, it's Italian, they're pain in the asses. No. I went to a restaurant last night. I looked at the menu. My other guy, it says, 3 color salads, $15. So I said to the lady, can you give me 2 colors for $10? And he looked at me and said, I don't want to spend $50 for 3 colors. I don't like the green. Take the green out. Today they call you a wise ass because you express what you didn't want. Then I looked at him and I said, can I have an after dinner drink before dinner? And they asked me to leave. Because I am that kind of guy to say what's on my mind. When I was invited to come to this wonderful evening, I said to my friend, can I get $20,000? My friend said, "That's about 15." He says, "How about you giving them 5,000? It's not the money. Not the money. It's special things. You mean you have money, you spend it, it's gone. This thing is never going to be gone for me. I don't know how long I'm going to live. Because I'm the happiest guy in the world to get out of here. It's a pleasure to die. It's a wonderful thing to use death as a pleasure." Is the priest still here? If anybody falls down, you're drunk, he'll think you're dead. He ain't got the last rites, he's only got 2 rites left. But that's what I'm trying to say. We are wonderful to see this. My grandkids, it's over. They're 17 and 16. My daughter, I'm not a rocket scientist. She says they're good kids, and I says, that's it. That's not enough being good kids. I said, she says, well, where are they going? What's their direction? And my oldest one said, well, if I had a car, I'd know what direction I'm going into. So we bought her a car. And then the young one wants a car when she's going to be 17. So what I'm trying to explain to you tonight is, I didn't get paid tonight, but I got to buy them cars. I don't know where the hell this place is. I never knew we had to go to Jersey to get to Rockville area. I'm thrilled that you're paying a fine, a fee to come here on the bridge. I'm not worth that. I'm going to sit down now and wonder why I'm here. I know why I'm here. Because you made me special, and not really. You're the special ones to ask me to come here. You don't take this for granted. I only feel bad that I can't tell my granddaughters or my daughters, you know, they were wonderful, they honored me. And, oh, she goes, that's nice. And I go, get this. I said, by the way, honey, you know, in case I die, I want to be cremated and put over macaroni. And she looked me in the eye and she goes, whatever you say, Dad. Whatever you say. You take a nap while I'm talking, I'll hit you. Anyway. Oh. It's starting to serve what I'm talking. Would you please bring those dishes back? I got to tell you, I never had to find a time, and please forgive me, and I love you, and I tell you from my heart, I can't hear. I'm deaf. And I'm not mad that it happened to me. God bless, it could happen worse and worse. So I sat over there and listened to some of the speeches. All I heard was humming. And Steve, who's wonderful and doesn't know what I was doing here. And I says, are you Steve? He says, yes, who are you? I said, I'm Pat Cooper. Oh. And I met his wife who said, don't mind him, I'm living with him a lot of years. He's not here. Anyway, I pray to God you all get your health. Everything else is nonsense. If you get health, you're okay. Because my favorite charity, and I was telling him at the table, is St. Jude. I would do anything in my power to make sure those kids can go out and play. When we think we got troubles, we got no troubles. It's people like that. And it's people like you who took the time to say, let's honor this man. I mean, you picked up my day, you picked up my life, and I don't know what I'm going to get. If it's an envelope, I'll be happy. If it's another goddamn plaque, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I got plaques in my garage, in my basement. I got plaques in the bathroom. But they're all nice because they shine when your lights go out. She just won Dancing with the Stars. That's the future of my country, ladies and gentlemen. But they're wonderful. I want to tell you good night. I love you, and God bless. Thank you.